Hi Gemini, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com, and this is your annual forecast for 2015. Geminians, I'm going to be focusing on slow moving planets that are there, which are mostly going to be affecting you this entire year. We have a lunar eclipse, we have a solar eclipse, and we have some amount of Pluto and Uranus creating some mischief mid-year as well. Now Saturn has been there in a part of your chart that has to do with day-to-day chores and health. Now Saturn takes about 28 to 29 years to complete one circle and spends approximately 2.5 years in each house. And for the last 2.5 years, Saturn has been there in a part of your chart that has to do with your day-to-day chores, your spring cleaning of the mind and of the body, and also whether you were able to start new health regimes or not. When Saturn comes and highlights a part of your chart, it merely indicates that this part of your chart is something that you have been neglecting for a long time, and you need to be focusing over there. And if during this time some health problem manifests, have you taken care of it or not? Also, this is a time where you could have changed your diet for the last 2.5 years, your habits, the way that you even behave attitudinally, how it is that you look at food, how it is that you look at your body, how it is that you take care of yourself mentally. So a lot of focus Saturn would have brought, and Saturn being the typical daddy planet, rather it's a mommy planet because it has all the feminine energies into it, yet we somehow, because it's a hard task master, we equate it often and call it as the daddy planet. Now Saturn would have brought about a lot of discipline. It would have as usual made you go back to the blackboard and answer all the questions till the time that they were correct. Saturn is unrelenting, and the best way of handling a Saturn transit is, and I get this asked a zillion times, that how is it that I can mitigate the Saturn transit in my chart? And I think in Indian and in Vedic astrology, we have something which is called the 7.5, the Sadesati, and we have the 2.5, which is called the Daya. And every time that happens, you'll find either people rushing to wear black or taking oil and running to temple. Now the truth is that the planet is going to be there in your house, completing its cycle, whether you like it or you don't like it. The thing is to go with the flow of the Saturnian energy. Now the thing about Saturn is that, unlike, say for example, Uranus, Uranian energy, which is very mental, which is there in the environment, in the air, the Saturn energy is very practical. Saturn wants you to take action. So when it comes in transits in a part of your particular chart, you need to be taking small actions in order to be improving it. You can't just be sitting and thinking and planning and saying, oh, if it's now transiting my health and my day-to-day chores, maybe if I just sit and make a lot of to-do lists, then maybe, I'll feel things will fall into place. No, you need to be changing your diet. You need to be buying the correct kind of food. You need to be joining a gym, going for longer walks, taking care of yourself. Maybe if it has to do with the mind and the body connect, join some yoga classes, do some Tai Chi, spend some time which takes an action, make an effort to improve it, and Saturn feels very happy about it. And when he finally exits after 2.5 years into a specific house, he rewards you. And this particular rewards, if you've been trying to lose weight for the longest of time and you've been on the correct diet, you've been exercising well, you've generally been taking care of your body. So when Saturn finally leaves you, he's going to be giving you a reward that you are able to stick to that routine for a long time to come. So Saturn does reward you. He leaves a small gift at your doorside when he leaves your chart. And yes, of course, it causes a lot of frustration. And so when Saturn was here for the last 2.5 years in this particular part of chart, you might have felt it very hard that, your day-to-day chores could have become very mundane. You could have just generally felt that you're plodding through it, or you could have had no interest in it at all, that you would have said, okay, the house help can take care of it, or I really can't be bothered more. Or your health could have just, you you're just putting on weight and you feel, okay, it's just another pizza, it's another slice of cake, that's all right. In any case, I'm putting on weight, it's all right. So these are the things which anger Saturn more, you know, and every time Saturn comes and highlights a part of a chart, it is indicating that you've neglected this part of your life for a long time to come. So Saturn has had to come in over there and come and twist your arm or push you against the wall and saying, now do it, and do it right, so that you remember it for a long time to come. So hopefully you have learned those lessons well. And this is a time where Saturn comes that you need to really be defining, having clarity about whether it is your day-to-day chores, about your health, your diet, and see as to how it is, what it is that you adopt that benefits you a lot. Now Saturn is going to be moving, or rather has moved, in a part of your chart that has to do with relationships, it has to do with partnerships, it has to do with your marriage. And Saturn is going to be motivating to you to do a lot of spring cleaning. And I think this trend sort of subconsciously or at the background started for you towards the end of 2014 itself, wherein there is maybe a need to, I would say, spend time with your partner, but question your marriage, question your partnership has been there, it has. And now in the next 2.5 years, where Saturn is going to be coming and sitting there, everything in your relationship, in your partnership, in your marriage is going to come up for inspection. And like I said, it's a time for a lot of spring cleaning as well. So things that are not working in your marriage, maybe their attitudes, behaviors, you need to be. And Saturn, like I said, he loves action. You can't just sit and think and maybe crib to your friends and saying, oh God, I'm in such a horrible marriage, or oh God, what a horrible man. You need to be doing something about it. And this is a time where you will be, there is a lot of acceptance that is being asked of you. So when I'm saying action, it does not mean that if you're in a bad relationship or a marriage or a partnership, you run to break it. Or it doesn't mean that you run out and get the best divorce lawyer in town and say, okay, I'm going to take action and I'm going to sort this out. The idea is to crystallize, define and understand what is it that is required of the particular partnership or relationship. You need to be taking action in order to improve it, not to run and break the relationship. This is a time also, there could be issues surrounding compromise, flexibility, and the ability to give your heart to your partner are going to surface. So it could also be, Geminis, that you have been sort of, not really opening up in the relationship, so while you're married and yes, you're involved, or if it's a committed relationship, but your heart is not there. So this is a time, these entire 2.5 years, in fact, Saturn is going to be really taking you to task, and he's going to be asking you that how involved are you really in this relationship? How involved are you in this partnership, in this marriage? So this entire bit of it is going to come up for inspection for you. People who are also single, who are not committed or are not in any relationship, could also feel a sense of loneliness. There could be a sense of maybe having a partner in your life, and you could feel quite pressurized, to be with someone at this point of time. And for the next 2.5 years also, Saturn, again, for those of you who are single, is going to be asking you how it is that you look at marriage. What are your perceptions, your philosophies on partnerships, on committed relationships, on marriage? Maybe some of you have been sitting on the fence for the longest of time and don't want to commit. Are there commitment issues that you have? And this is necessary, does not have to do with romantic relationships or partnerships as well. This also has to do with professional relationships. How involved it is that you are in the partnership, how much skin is really there, in the game. And if it's a casual relationship, if it's there is no commitment over there, there could be a pressure that could emerge from your surrounding environment. Maybe you could feel pressurized to commit, and like I said, there could be some commitment issues, and or some of you not just feel pressurized, and maybe some of you have been thinking about this for the longest of time. and this is the time maybe you think that okay, I'm ready to commit and I'm ready to now take the plunge. Healthy partnerships can be the outcome of this particular transit. After 2.5 years, your bonds will just get more stronger, and that is what Saturn does. The lessons that Saturn teaches stay with us for the rest of our life. So when Saturn finally leaves your door in 2017, he's going to be ensuring that your relationship is rock solid and the foundations or the roots have really gone deep. Now partners are also, no, you will, no longer during this 2.5 years, maybe you're finding your partners very stodgy. You're finding them, oh God, they're no fun and they're so boring, they're so serious and, always pessimistic, and, all this is going to come out. And relationships during a Saturn transit are seldom fun, they become quite serious. So even if things have been quite nice and light, and you will find a sense of seriousness getting into it. Even for those of you who are maybe in a relationship where you thought that it's just casual and I don't think so it's going to go anywhere, you will find a certain amount of seriousness that is getting into the relationship. Now for the good part. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the giver planet, the planet of goodness. Now Jupiter takes approximately 12 years to complete a circle, and he lasts about a year in each house. And Jupiter is going to come and give his optimism, his expansion, the grandeur. You just generally feel very generous, you feel very grand when Jupiter comes, and all of us love Jupiter coming into our house. And rather, I know of people who actually wait and they'll say, no, I know, when Jupiter is going to be getting into my money chart or into my career chart, my life is going to phenomenally change. But what the truth about Jupiter also is that it gives all these little opportunities to you. And if you don't avail of those opportunities, then there is not much that Jupiter will be able to do for you. Geminians, Jupiter is going to be transiting a part of your chart, rather has been transiting a part of your chart since July 2014, and it carries on being there till August 2015. Which has to do with education, it has to do with higher learning, it has to do with some amount of travel as well. There is a lot of focus that is going to be there on communication during this cycle. You may increase your knowledge and skill sets and find much enjoyment in doing so. During this long-term periods, neighbors or even siblings can be most beneficial to you. Your knowledge grows and your ability to disseminate knowledge sharpens. You express your ideas with more enthusiasm and are well received. You are able to understand complex subjects and explain them in such a way that others can readily understand. Thus, teaching or authoring may be a prosperous now for you. So those of you who are even looking at writing a book, authors, or even I think for teachers as well, if you're going and sharing information, or even workshops if you want to do, this is a brilliant time to be doing it, because you will be able to articulate very well. Opportunities for travel or advanced study may present themselves right now, and this might be a good time to be taking a course due to the fact that you are most receptive to learning, to understanding and expanding your knowledge and skills. You may decide to buy a new car. Transportation opportunities present themselves, in making it far more easier for you Geminians to get from point A to point B. And there could be some sort of a positive news or announcement that could happen right now, which it might have to do with your maybe if you're part of a club, your neighborhood, your society, or generally if you are in a even if it's just a group of you who have formed a club, you could be hearing some good news over there. And there are a lot of good opportunities as far as your creativity is concerned. You will be finding yourself being extremely creative during this phase. And the good thing about this is that we have Venus that is going to be coming and joining you in this second. Venus is going to be coming and lending her support over here, and it's going to make you extremely charming. So all the communication, all the presentations that need to be done around this time, I think make full use of this time to meet people, to communicate, to network, socialize. You're going to be at your best, Geminians, during this phase. Now we'll have a look at your career in for 2015. Now Neptune is in your career and life path sector the entire year, and Neptune is a planet of dreams. He is a planet, highly imaginary planet, but what Neptune also tends to do is that it forms a kind of a haze in front of you. So you're not really able to see very clearly. So it's not the most practical of planets, but he is highly creative, a very imagination, a very dreamlike quality Neptune has. So if you are in any of the artistic fields, it's going to benefit you greatly. Even for meditation, it's a great time for Neptune to be in. So Neptune is going to be, you could feel, however, for those of you who are in conventional careers, and you could feel a sort of an uncertainty, and you will have to make sure that your expectations, your goals, your dreams are very realistic. Try not to sort of get carried away by just an idea and say, oh, I can make it this big. And that's what Neptune does, it just sort of makes you in puts you in a very dreamlike state, and you think that, oh, everything is possible. Of course, it's an excellent time if you work in music, arts, and with water and feet. It's a great time for those of you who have been seeking some form of a therapy, which, especially if you have arthritis, and also any of the bone related ailments that you have been, even for that matter, even muscle. Water therapy is going to be one of the best therapies. In fact, even if you feel you're quite on the edge, Geminians, every time that you get stressed this year, rather than the mountains, head for the beaches this year. It will just have a amazingly calming experience on you. Now Saturn is in your in Scorpio, has been in your work sector, and that comes to an end this year, thankfully. And Saturn gets to the end of the sector, it tends to get better and you're rewarded for your hard work. So as usual, like I said, every time that Saturn leaves your door, he's going to be leaving a little gift for you. And Saturn has been making you work hard this entire last year, and he has been there in your work sector. Now he's moving ahead, so things you'll feel all the hard work paying off. You'll find your deals coming through in more, negotiations are simpler, people are generally more nicer to deal with and more receptive to you as far as your work is concerned. You may feel, however, that you've been putting in a lot of work, more than ever, and have struggled to see the results for a long time. But like I said, with now with Saturn moving out of Scorpio, he's moving into Sagittarius, and he's moving out of your work sector, you will find this entire heaviness or this not getting results and working too much, it'll move, and you'll see a lot of positivity and your work moving ahead. You can expect a raise, Geminians, this year. Also get a job, a new job that pays better money than what you're getting right now. Also, you can figure out new ways to make money, and like I said, Neptune is there. So Neptune is the pretty much the daddy of invention and a lot of creativity, a lot of inspiration. So you could be inspired to make money unconventionally, do something really different. This is also a time wherein Mars is going to be in your career and your life path, and he's there from mid-January to mid-February. So you would want to put yourself in the correct direction, because Mars is going to be coming and giving you that entire energy, all that fuel that you need to run. You need to define for yourself, Geminians, which direction you need to be running into. So quite a fantastic year for you, Geminians. A lot of focus on partnerships and relationships. Saturn lessons are hard to live by, but when they finally are done with us, we have learned them for good. Also, I would like to mention that Saturn is going to be twisting backwards from July to September, and he'll go back into your house of where it was resting for 2.5 years. That is your health and your day-to-day chores. It's going to be giving you a reminder call to just to check whether you have learned those lessons and whether you are applying them carefully in your life. However, the focus is going to be there on partnerships, on relationships, on whether or what it is that needs to get improved and worked upon. And remember that Saturn is the practical planet. He is not happy with you making your to-do lists anymore. So it's time to get into action and application this year, Geminians. Have a fantastic 2015. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.